Dear friends, welcome to Learning About. In this video, I'm going to solve the reasoning ability questions from the latest Infosys placement papers. Now, all the relevant videos, you will find in the description below. And as far as verbal ability and pseudocode, okay, you will find the questions related to that in our practice platform. Okay, so a link to that also is in the description below. So this is the test pattern, okay, the official pattern declared by the Infosys, okay. So in this particular video, there are 15 questions. I'm sorry. In reasoning ability, there are 15 questions that have to be solved in 25 minutes. In this, video, I have got like 9 questions. See, DI, there are 5. The data interpretation, there are 5 questions asked. Data sufficiency, 5 questions, and logical deduction, that is syllogism kind, is like 5 questions. So I have taken like 3, 3, 3. Okay, and data interpretation, most often they give a single data, right? Maybe a pie chart or a bar chart or a table kind of a thing, and in that itself they ask like 5. But I've taken like 3 different data interpretation. The core data, I've taken like 3 different data and like 1 question in each. Okay, so totally 9 questions I have. Let's go to the video. So first one is a pie chart based question. So wherein, see, this is about a college where there are only 4 departments like civil, computer, mechanical and electronics, and this percentage here in the pie chart denotes the proportion of students in the college. And then so they are planning for an event, and every department has to pay as per the proportion they have to pay. That is, each student has to pay some common amount. Okay, now they say that among that civil department, from the civil department, okay, they are collecting only like 50% of what they are able to pay, like what they should be paying. Okay, for example, let's say every student, okay, they collect 1000 rupees. From the civil department students, they'll collect only 50% of that. That is, only they'll collect 500, because the remaining 500 they'll take it from the civil department reserves. Okay, so they'll take only 50%. Now the question is, if suppose mechanical department on the whole, if they are paying 90,000, right? Now what is the total amount collected excluding the civil department reserve? Okay, now what is the strength of mechanical? 30%. It's given here. Okay, this is mechanical and it is 30%. So if 30% is 90,000, that is, if 30% of total is 90,000, then what is total, right? That's 3 lakhs. Now how did I calculate? So if I have to explain it, 30 by 100 of T is equal to 90,000. Okay, so after that, just simply you have to solve for T. Okay, so that's 3 lakhs. Okay, that's the total value. Now civil department, the proportion is 15%. Now they'll pay only half the pay, so that means it is like paying only like 7.5% of the total only they'll be paying. Okay, now what is 7.5% of the total? 7.5% of this 3 lakhs. Okay, now that would be like 22,500. So they'll be paying 22,500. The remaining 22,500 they'll be taking from the reserves. So total amount to be paid is 3 lakhs, and in that 22,500 will come from the civil department reserves. So the remaining is 277,500. Okay, the last step alone, maybe you can take it from the answer choice itself. Okay, so the answer is answer option B for the first question. The second question, another data interpretation question, a bar chart based question. So here, unfortunately, like I didn't have the full wordings. Okay, so as far as the data is concerned, the data part I have not put out the exact wordings, but if you see now, they are in percentage. Whatever data here in the chart, okay, that is in terms of like percentage. That is, for example, so all the in green, okay, that's 72 to 76, it is in terms of percentage. So this is like 20%, this is 10, this is 30, this is 20, this is 15, and this is 5. Total is 100. Similarly, 1977 to 81, whatever is in the blue, okay, so that's like so this is 15, this is 15, and this is 20, this is 30. Okay, so this is 15 and this is 5. Total comes to 100. Okay, now the question here, it says, what is the percentage increase in the expenditure on machine? One more thing, see the exact number of the exact value of expenditure, it is not given in this question. Okay, actually this data interpretation question had I have put only one question here, but this particular question had more more questions actually. So in one of the questions, the total expenditure on 72, 76 or 77, 70, 81, it was like put like 1,125 crores and something like that. Okay, so like that. So for so that total value depends. On if suppose they give it for a particular question or not. So here they have not given any total expenditure. Okay. Now here what we can do is we can assume. Okay, that is for 72, 76. I can even assume it is like 100 crores. Or just merely 100 rupees also I can assume. Okay, so let's say 100 crores is the expenditure, and 77 to total expenditure, 77 to 81, according to the question there is a 40% hike. So 40% hike means from 100 it will become 140. So 100 crores and 140 crores. Now coming to talking about machinery. Okay, talking about machinery. Now this is like the total. Now if you look at the machinery, it is 30% and 20%, right? So 30% of 100, that's 30 crores. Okay. Now 20% of 140, that's 28 crores. So how did I calculate? 20 by 100 into 140. Okay, that's 28 crores. So 72 to 76, it is 30 crores. 77 to 81, it is 28 crores, because I have assumed it is 100 crores originally. Okay. Now, so the question is, what is the decrease? So 4 options are there: 50%, 25%. Expenditure on machinery is increased is the third option, and the fourth option is 6.67%. Now here itself you can guess this is the answer. Okay, because the increase is very minimum. The decrease is very minimum. Okay, so 30 is the base. Okay, so what is the decrease? It is 2 out of 30. 2 out of 30 into percentage. Okay, that's 1 out of 15. That's 6.67%. That's answer option 2 for the, I'm sorry, that's answer option D for the second question. Now the third question, another data interpretation question. So this is also, this is what I mean, this question, if you see, like they repeat, like some of the questions from other exams like GRE, GMAT and all. Okay. So this is an old question that was asked in probably GR or GMAT, some exam. This question was asked, exact question. Okay. So here the question is, what is the median grade point average of the okay. So actually this data, first of all, gives like 3,000 students. Okay, the grade point average of 3,000 students in 1950 and 3,000 students in 2000. Okay, now the question is, what is the median grade point average of 3,000 students? Okay, now what is median? We all know about that. Okay, so median is the middle number in a sorted ascending or a descending way. Okay, so when you sort it in ascending or descending, median is the middle number. Okay, sometimes they say that, okay, it is more indicative of the actual status than even the average. Okay, now so let's look at the middle. Okay, now since the total number of students are 3,000, okay, now 1,500 or 1501, okay, will be the median range, right? Now 4 CGPA, how many people have? 150, and then next is 3.7 CGPA, so that would be like 225. That means the cumulative value is like 375. 150 plus 275, 375. The next would be like 3.3 grade. Now that's we have like 300. Okay, so we have 300, so that would be the cumulative would be like 675. Okay, and then we have 3 average, grade point average 3, so that like there are 500. I'm sorry, yeah, grade point average 3. I'm sorry, there are only 450. I'm sorry, 500 is 2000. Okay, so 450, so that's 1125. 1125. Okay, now we have not reached the mid value. Now you take 2.7, so that would be like 475. So the cumulative value reaches to now 1125 plus 475, it comes to 1600. Okay, so thus we can say that in the grade point average 2.7. okay, so the median students fall under this 2.7. so answer for this third question is option D, 2.7. so for the previous question also was option D, and the first question was option B. So these are the three data interpretation questions. Next we'll see syllogism question. Okay, so logical deduction syllogism questions. See in here, and if you see for some questions you have only one answer choice to choose. So each and every question you have to read the instruction, whether it is syllogism or data sufficiency. You have to read the instructions in each and every question and then mark accordingly. Okay, so sometimes you are not given the answer choice, you are given a blank text box and then you are asked to type in the answer. Okay, sometimes you are given, instead of a radio button, which means you have to choose only one option, you are given sometimes a check box, okay, which means you can choose more than one option. So like that, like that. So for each and every question you have to be like very conscious. So here let's look at the questions. So I'll take the first statement, all bowlers are sprinters. Okay, so I'll have a circle, I'll just follow the Venn diagram method. So all bowlers are sprinters. Okay, next it says all fielders are sprinters. All fielders are sprinters. I can have like this. Maybe I can also have like they are overlapping. This is also possible. Okay, I'm not denying that this is also possible. Okay, so this is from the statement given. Okay, now let's see which conclusion follows. Okay, the first conclusion says all fielders are bowlers. All fielders are bowlers. No, see, no, it may be a possibility. It may be a possibility. Okay, but if you take this, like for me, let me call this as case 1 and case 2. See, I can even like completely overlapping also possible. Okay, I can even go for a third case. Okay, but I'm not going for that, because whatever you say follows. Okay, it should follow in all circumstances. Okay, but here that is not the case. All fielders are bowlers. No, if you take case 1, the bowlers and fielders, they are not connected at all. Okay, so option 1 is ruled out. The second statement, some sprinters are not fielders. Okay, now that is correct, because see, in whether case 1, case 2, or if you draw any other way of drawing also, the complete circle is sprinters. Okay, so complete circle is sprinters. Of that, okay, the fielders are just part of it. Okay, fielders are fielders are just as part of it. Okay, so some sprinters are you can say some sprinters are fielders, or you can also say some sprinters are not fielders also. Okay, only some are fielders, some are not fielders. Okay, so the conclusion 2 follows. So answer for this question is answer option B, conclusion 2 follows, whereas conclusion 1 does not follow. Conclusion 2 follows, conclusion 1 does not follow. The next one, okay, so this is a type where they're given like 6 statements, and in this we have to identify, you have to take the combinations. Okay, so what they say is like you have the answer choice here. Okay, now in the correct answer choice, what will happen is this AB would be the statement and F would be the conclusion. BD is the statement, E is the conclusion. AC is the statement and F is the conclusion. AD is the statement, E is the conclusion. Now like that, if you look at, you have to see which one is correct. Okay, which one is the right conclusion. Now you take for example the first case A, okay, which is A, B and F. So let's try to find out what is A, B, F. Now A is all fruits are flowers. So you have fruit. Now all fruits are flowers. That's A. Now B is all fruits are not edible. All fruits are not edible. So fruits and so either the edible can be part of flower itself or it can be outside also. Both are possible. Okay, but but fruit and edible, they are not connected. Okay, so that's for sure. Okay, now what is statement F? Statement F says all flowers are edible. All flowers are edible? No, that is not possible at all, because in one of the possibilities at least, edible is outside this. Okay, so ABF is ruled out. Now let's look at next one, BDE. Okay, if you take BDE, now B is all fruits are not first I'll take B. So all fruits are not edible. Okay, they are disconnected. So edible and fruits are disconnected. Next option D, all flowers are poisonous. Now that's a separate. So you have fruits and edible, and then you have flowers. All flowers are poisonous. And what is E? Some poisonous are fruits. No, fruits no way connected to poison. As far as BD is concerned, fruits no way connected to poison. So option B also ruled out. Now if you take ACF, okay. Now A is all fruits are flowers. Okay. C is all flowers are not fruits. Okay. Now the statement itself is contradicting. Okay. So this is also ruled out. So answer must be ADE. Now I'll write what is ADE. But in the exam you don't waste time. If the 3 is not the answer, then the fourth one must be the answer. Just mark it and move on. But here let's, since we are just practicing, let us see what is happening with AD and E. So A is all fruits are flowers. That's A. And D is all flowers are, okay, D is all flowers are poisonous. Now what is E? Some poisonous are fruits. Yes, among the poisonous, some poisonous are fruit. So this is correct. Okay, that is ADE is correct. Answer option D for question number 5. Answer option D for question number 5. Now coming to the sixth question. Okay. Now yeah, so in this question what had happened was, so you are given like 4 statements and 4 conclusions, and they have given like a checkbox wherein, which means that multiple answers are possible. Okay, only one answer choice may be correct, even multiple answer choice may be correct. Okay, so we have to like clearly check and answer this. Okay, now all car or jet. Okay, so I'll have a circle for car, and then all car or jet. The next one is all bike or plane. Okay, all bike, so I'll have a circle for bike, and all bike or plane. Now no jet is plane. Okay, so no jet is plane, so jet and plane are separate. Okay, so right, and some jet or boat. Okay, so some jet or boat means there are multiple possibilities. Okay, it can be like boat. Okay, some jet or boat means it can be like this. Okay, or boat can be completely inside the circle. Okay, so boat and car can overlap. All these are like possibilities. Okay, right, all these are possibilities. But just to save time, like I don't want to write all the possibilities. Let us see what follows and what does not follow. Now all cars are not bike. Okay, all cars are not bike. That is statement 1 is true. Statement 1 is true, because car and bike, they are not connected. So all cars are not bike. That is true. Now no plane is a car. Now no plane is a car. That is also true, because plane and car are completely disconnected. So second statement is also correct. Now some boats are bikes. Now some boats are bike. It is not true at all. Some boats are bike, because you can see in this diagram itself, some boats are bike. It is not true. All jet are not plane. Okay. right? All jet are not plane is correct because jet and plane are, they're completely disconnected, okay? So 4 is also correct. So statement 1, 2 and 4 is correct. So let us try to mark the answer. So 1 and 2, 3 follows, okay, all follow is not correct, okay. 3 does not follow, so this is also wrong. So what is correct is 1 and 4 follow, 2 follows, okay. So this is the correct answer. So this you have to be very careful, okay. So when you are asked for text box, you have to enter the value. When you are given a radio button, you have to choose one value. When you are given like a checkbox like this, you can choose multiple options, okay. So these things you have to watch out. Now next is data sufficiency. See, data sufficiency, by now you know, like you must be familiar with data sufficiency. See, in data sufficiency normally you are given like a question and two statements. The idea is, see, usually you are given a question, right? Now you did the, so for example here the question asked is find R. Now you don't have to actually say the rate of interest is 10%, 20% like that. Now what you have to do is, you have to just say whether the given data is sufficient or not sufficient. That is, the given statements is sufficient or not sufficient to get the value of R, okay. So for which what you have to do is, first consider the statement 1 alone separately, okay. So whether it may be sufficient, it may not be sufficient, data sufficient or not sufficient. Then considers 2 alone, ignore 1 and consider 2 alone. Then you will have 4 possibilities totally. That is, 1 is sufficient whereas 2 is not sufficient. 1 is not sufficient whereas 2 is sufficient, or each alone is sufficient, or each alone is not sufficient. When each alone is not sufficient, when the two statements independently they are not sufficient, try to combine. Now after combining it may be sufficient, or sometimes even after combining the data is insufficient, right? Now these 5 conditions, they are given as 4 choice or 5 choice in the question, okay. So here please look at the statement. See, these statements, they don't, the whatever you see in the black color, okay, it is not always the same. The wordings could be changed, the order also could be changed. So what is given in option A? The question cannot be answered with the help of information provided. That is the last case. That is, individually it is not sufficient. Even when you combine also it is not sufficient. That is answer option A here. Now the question can be answered with the help of either of the statement, means 1 alone is sufficient. Okay, what I show as third here, okay. Okay, let me call it as option A, B, C, D and E. Okay, now the second one here, option B, is what I show as C here. That is, each alone is individually sufficient. The third option here is together. You put them together, it is sufficient. That's the third option. The fourth one is any one of them is enough. Okay, fourth one is like any one of them is enough. Okay, but not both. Okay, any one of them is enough. That is, either 1 alone or 2 alone is sufficient. So that's the final option here. Now let's go to the question here. Now see, it is on simple interest, right? It's very easy to find. Okay, it is on simple interest. Now the sum tripled in 16 years. That means principal plus 16 years rate of interest. That is, what is rate of interest? P into R by 100. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, 16 years, I'm sorry. That is principal plus 16 years. 16 into P into R by 100 is equal to twice. So, thrice. It became 3 times in 16 years. Right? So, what happens? So, 16 PR by 100 is equal to 2P, right? So, P and P gets cancelled. So, from this you can calculate R. R will be 12.5%, that is not actually required, okay. So, statement 1 alone is sufficient. So, statement 1 alone is definitely sufficient to answer the question. Now, let's look whether statement 2 is sufficient. Now, I don't think, my guess is that, okay, statement 2 wouldn't be sufficient. Anyhow, let me try to explain that, okay. So, statement 2 may not be sufficient as it is. What is statement 2? The sum yields an interest of 750 in the first 6 years. Right? Now, let me try to write this. Principal into 6 into R by 100 is equal to 750. Now, what is the problem here? The problem is, okay, you will get, right, PR. Okay, you will have two unknown variables. You have two unknown variables. So here, that though you had two unknown variables, you were able to cancel out P. So statement 1 was sufficient, but statement 2 here, it is not sufficient. No, do not waste any time in solving is this. Okay, so P unknown variable, R unknown variable, whereas on the other side you have only numerical values. So two unknown variables are there. You cannot identify the value for R. So statement 2 is not sufficient. So let's try to mark the answer for this question. The answer for this question is answer option D. That is, the question can be answered with any help of any one statement, but not both. Okay. So, and to be very specific, statement 1 is sufficient here, whereas statement 2 is not sufficient. Statement 1 is sufficient, whereas statement 2 is not sufficient here. Now, question number 8. So, again, in data sufficiency, it is not necessary that it has to be asked in one topic. It can be asked in any topic. Okay, so like for numbers, percentage, profit loss, it can be even a logical reasoning question. Okay, a direction based question, clocks, calendars, it can be asked in any topic. Data interpretation can be asked in any topic. Okay, so that's why I have another question here. So the question is, how many children does M have? Okay, so the first statement is H is the only daughter of X, who is the wife of M. Okay, so M is there, and then X. Okay, so wife of M is X, and H is the only daughter. Right, only daughter. Now, is this statement sufficient? It says only one daughter. So can we say it is sufficient? No, it is not sufficient, because they say, if they say only children, then we can say, okay, so M has got one children. But here, when they say only daughter, like she can have a son or two sons, okay, or even more, okay. So that's possible. Okay, so statement 1 alone, it is not sufficient. So statement 1 alone, it is not sufficient. Now let's look at statement 2. Now K and J are brothers of M. Now see, M and K and J are brothers of M. Now this does not answer how many children does M have. Okay, it is about siblings. Okay, so K and J are siblings. That does not help the answer. Okay, so 2 alone is not sufficient. Now what happens if we combine? If we combine, okay, we know X is the husband, we know like J and K are the siblings, okay, and H is the only daughter. We still do not know like about if suppose M does have any other children or not, we do not know. Okay, so answer for this question is the this first option. Okay, the question cannot be answered with the help of the statements provided. Okay, so this question cannot be answered. Okay, or in other words, data insufficient. Okay, so data insufficient is the answer for this question. Okay, now question number 9, the last question in this video, another data sufficiency question. So here they have given that there are two circles, okay, Y and X. The question is, what is the area of the circle X? They have given that circumference of Y is twice the circumference of circle X. Okay, now the question is, okay, now there are two statements. So let's just look at this. Now when you say circumference, okay, so 2 pi ry, now this circumference is twice 2 pi rx. Now from this we can say that, I mean, of course we don't have to write all this, we directly know, okay, if circumference is twice, then we know the radius is twice. Okay, now if suppose they say the area of the circle Y is 100 pi, then we can directly say it is like 25 pi. The area of X would be 25 pi feet square. Okay, that because that we can easily say, because since we have this R relationship, right, since we have this R relationship, what is area of a circle? Pi r square. Okay, so since we have this pi r y square, if that is 100 pi, right, then we can easily substitute and say pi r x square would be 25 pi. Okay, so that way, so statement 1 is sufficient. Now what about statement 2? Now circumference of y is 20 feet. Now it is given that circumference of y is twice the circumference of x. So that means circumference of x would be 10 feet. Okay, 10 feet. Now 2 pi r is 10 feet. Now from this we can find r. Okay, we can find r. R would be 5 by pi. Now what is required? We need the area. We need the area, right? So pi r square. Pi r square, right? So if r is 5 by pi, so we can calculate pi r square easily, right? So that's, so from this statement also we can get the answer. So 1 alone is sufficient, 2 alone is sufficient. Okay, each alone sufficient. Now let's look at the options. The question can be answered with the help of either of the statements. So that's answer option C. So 1 alone is sufficient, 2 alone is sufficient. So we saw that for the 8th question, data is insufficient, and for here we saw the first statement is sufficient whereas the second is not sufficient. Okay, but here we have seen each alone is sufficient without depending on the other. Each alone is sufficient, right? Now if you have any questions, please do ask your questions in the comment section below. We'll be very happy to answer your queries. And if you like this video, if you found it useful, click on the like button and share it with your friends. And if you have not already subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe. Thanks for watching the video. Have a great day.